Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what we're seeing going on right now. We're seeing crossovers. We're seeing uh, Mickey Mouse business.
Yes.
And hopefully this is the end of it, to be honest, because we're in a terrible state, man, of combat sports, meaning the fact that Mayweather carried McGregor
Yeah.
and that opened the door to all of this.
Yeah.
A man who damn near worships money,
Mm.
that's who we allowed to. And Fury, he followed that blueprint, man. He went in there and, he made a joke of the sport. And now it just proves what guys like ourselves were saying all along, that this was more about Fury being a man who was taking boxing as a joke, opposed to Ngannou being this guy who had his first pro debut and almost beat the lineal heavyweight
Almost.
champion. Come on, man. Just wasn't the case.
Mm. Yeah. But you know what? On the positive side, again, cup overfloweth. AJ, he if people no one can't say nothing bad about JJ at the moment. All of the detractors, the haters, they can't say nothing. He came in and did the thing. He did what we said he needed to do to redeem boxing's face. Um, you know, out there for the public and for the casuals. He did it, and he was humble. He didn't run around the ring after saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He was doing the gunshot finger to Fury, but he wasn't rubbing it in Ngannou's face. He was like, "Yeah, man, you just stay in boxing still, get that guap in essence." That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Any real high level boxer, nah, no, 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 no.
That is done. It's done. It's done. No, it's done because Ngannou won't. People now know, so it won't. It won't. Even him boxing say a Zhang, it don't make no money because now people know. Like the only reason why a fight like that is made is because people believe it's competitive, whereas we know the fight. Like that's what Fury should have did. Fury should have gone in there and done that. He could really. Joshua could have took him out in the first round. Could have took him out in the first round.
Examine that first round in sibling, because for me, the first minute, 10 seconds, Francis looked okay. No, I'm going to say more than that. He
No,
looked.
but they're just feeling each other out. Them
I
guys
know it's the first
can't
minute
take nothing
though.
from that. You can't take nothing from that. That's just that they were just
Yeah,
feeling. What Joshua was doing then was already gauging the distance.
distance and range.
You
Yeah.
notice how he kept stepping in with the jab to the body. That
Yes.
was done for a reason.
Mm, mm.
That was done for a reason to make. So when he's coming in, and Garnu's believing that he's gonna come in with that
Body.
body jab, and then he just goes up and
Yeah.
sets up other stuff.
Mm.
This is what I'm saying.
Ben,
You don't learn that.
Ben,
Yeah,
that coach boss, as you said, he put the blueprint
yeah,
and
yeah.
did what was
Every
necessary.
single step of the way, we got it right.
Mm.
Got it all right. I told you game plans. Listen, Ngannou was no way, shape, or form going to do anything against Joshua. It was just not any man who had trained. And when I say train, just get on the treadmill, go for your jogs. Not even sparring on it, and
Mm.
just be fit.
Yeah.
He's too stiff. He's way too stiff. Look how hot he felt horrible, man. Because he felt his legs literally turned to jelly,
Yeah.
and then he went down and he hit back. That's what I'm saying. Your breath, it's never the same from that. Trust me. And then the way how it landed flush.
Mm.
But then at the same time, this is the flip side to it. Now people are like, Joshua, ABOC. No, Joshua was always going to do that. This doesn't mean he's any better or any, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean any of that. This is what he was meant to do. He just came in and said, this guy's it. Let me just show you what it's meant to be. Just took him out. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. There's not meant to be no competition, no moments,
None.
nothing. My man's not even supposed to land nothing. This is
Nothing.
what it is. Just bam, 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 get him out of there. This is high level elite boxing. You
Yes.
can't just learn chess. If you can't play chess and I teach you today, can you go up against a master chess
A
player?
grandmaster. Hell no.
You're not gonna. And that's the same in anything else.
Mm.
It's
Mm.
just that people get so good at things, just like how we can jump on this thing. We could be on here for 5 hours
innit?
because we've done this for years.
Mm.
A next man who jumps on this today now or tomorrow, it's gonna be because you don't know what you're doing.
Yes,
You
excellent analogy.
need all these old school sayings, practice makes perfect, ABOC, 10,000 hours, it all means something.
It does.
The sport of boxing was disrespected by Tyson Fury that night. And I just hope, this is me being biased now, and this is not nothing personal against Fury himself. This is about the sport. I hope Usyk beats him just so we just can get the belt off him and let him do what he wants to do, but just get the belt and let other men who have spent their life dreaming of this, let them fight for that stuff, man. He's not on it. He's not on it anymore. He's not on it.
The press conference.
Post.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
So Joshua himself is saying, I want to fight. Why do I need to just fight one of them? He wants Fury to win, and he wants to fight both of them, Usyk and Fury. I want to see him fight Fury, even though I ain't down with boxing like that. But we need to see. That was spoken about what 4 years ago, 5 years ago. There were posters out and all that kind of thing.
When 2015.
Come on, man. What are we talking about, man? That thing should have went. That should have went and that fight should have been made time ago. Now all these years have elapsed. There's no competition based upon those. I know we can't pay MMA/boxing math, but based upon those two fights with those three competitors, Joshua's would Merc Fury. He should finish Fury at round 8 at the latest. I don't see him going to no decision. He needs to.
One thing, no, but just to interject quickly, because you're making a good point. But Fury's game only steps up when he's fighting high-level competition.
High-level competition, yeah.
Because you seen what he done against Wilder 3. But at the same time, Wilder himself, you can't really put too much even into that win as well. And I hate to say that, but what I mean is, it wasn't like to say my man's beat 10, 5, 6, 7 top contenders.
Yeah.
He beat the same man 3 times. Continue.
Yeah. Good point. And also, he's just a winger. He's just he's not necessarily putting that jab out there kind of thing. He's not a technical boxer. He's just as the moniker bomb squad. He's just throwing bombs every minute. Joshua is not like that. Joshua fight is very, very much different. And again, I would like to see those two styles clash. The height and weight advantage. Fury's just going to try and hang on him and try and just drain him. That's what he's going to do. One exchange happens, he's going to tie up and clinch. That's what he's going to do. Yeah. If AJ can just do what he needs to do, I think there is no competition. If he can avoid this clinch business, which is the referee should be on it, and they should be pulling out yellow cards, and they should be warning people, yo, you can't be clinching like that. Listen, I'm the ref. You're supposed to be fighting. Ain't no clinching. You can't clinch, huh? Well, on the hook, yeah, maybe, and then some punches while you're in the clinch. But if you're just gonna clinch because you're tired or you don't want to get put, nah, boss, you're here to fight. You have to get knockouts, technically knockout, or you go to 12 rounds fighting each other, and the best man may win. All that other sissy stuff, it's for the birds.
Man, he Ngannou, he had a good run, but you know what bothers me as well? How quickly these MMA analysts or these MMA pundits have turned on him. Example, Michael Bisping. Francis Ngannou had me fooled. He fooled me. No, he didn't fool you. Tyson Fury fooled you. Like, don't now switch on the brother. Like, he jumped in there against a Homer Simpson type character and was able to get some success. That ain't his fault.
Yeah.
Don't attack him now. He's still a predator. Don't try and attack the man now. This is what I'm trying to say. When the boxing people were saying, yo, it's no disrespect to my man, but he's not him. Oh, no, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, don't attack him now. Like, he jumped in there and did what he needed to do against Fury. It's not his fault Fury came in like that. That should more be testament to show you, like, Fury's a joker.
Yes.
Don't, he's the one you shouldn't take serious. He's the one who played with the sport. He's the one who disrespected the sport. He's the one who had, you know, the MMA community laughing at boxing. He's the one who did that. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? He did that. Joshua's came in now and restored the
Yes.
respect back into the sport
Mm.
and put things back into context. What you seen in there was a person who was making his second appearance in a boxing ring who can't fight. Dewey Cooper knows he can't fight. Mike Tyson knows he can't fight. All these people know he can't fight.
Mark.
Hitting hard means nothing. Don't you remember that big old massive lump back in the day? Um what was his name? Valuev.
No.
You remember him?
I recognize the name, but I can't
Okay,
picture
type
him.
in Valuev on Google. Valuev, he fought David Hay. He was like 7 foot.
Oh, yes, yes, that
You know what I'm
giant
trying to
geezer.
say? And look how big old massive
Yes,
like a
yes.
real huge. If boxing was about size and power, he should have been the heavyweight champ. He was the champ for a bit, but I mean, he should have been dominating. Why didn't he dominate? Because it's not about only being big. You
Yeah,
need a boxing brain, but because fans are that hungry for blood,
yeah.
yeah, they think that fighting's all about throwing bombs and being strong
Mm,
and being tough. It's that plays a part.
yeah.
But if you put together a big stew, how much ingredients go into it to make it
This
a nice
is the
stew?
thing, man. Come on, sibling. The analogies you're dropping. That
Yeah,
gumbo. Gumbo don't consist of one ingredient. Stew don't consist of one ingredient. Multiple things go in there. And most importantly, you've got to have that heart. You've got to have that unwavering belief that you are the best and nobody can beat you. And based upon the training, the diligent training, the road work, the pad work, the sparring, you're coming up on top. So you mentioned Dewey Cooper, who didn't have an opportunity to show his one of his arms off, because he always comes in and rolls up one of the sleeves of his arms. He didn't get an
yeah.
opportunity to do that this day. He just he rolled up the little tracksuit a little bit so you could see the something. What was his game plan? The stance switch, Mark? Come on, you must be able to shed some light on this. Why did he do that stance switch? And then immediately, Joshua was like, "Hold up, what? Huh? What are you doing that for? Hold this, my youth," and knocks him down. What
Yeah,
was up?
desperation, man. Because they don't know. Remember, he don't know how to navigate. So it's desperation. Oh, what am I gonna do? They probably told him not to do that till down the stretch. But you have to remember, that's the whole reason why man go amateur and then they go
Yes.
pro.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like if you're a manager or you're a fighter's trainer, you might say, okay, he struggles with power punches. So the first 5 fights, we're going to build up his confidence and put him in with people who ain't that heavy-handed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when he gets to about his 8th fight, we'll throw him in with a puncher, see how he handles that. And then we'll start to step it up. And then, okay, he's not that great with people with speed. So let's stay away
Yes.
from speed for these couple.
Mm,
We'll slowly introduce it in.
yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But when you just go against the elite, you'll do things like switch stances and all that. You're fighting somebody who has literally been eating, sleeping,
Yeah.
and living boxing since the age of 18.
Now, explain from a boxing standpoint, because I understand from an MMA standpoint, and it might be the same. What could a proficient boxer have done by switching stance to make that advantageous to him?
It would just throw the other boxer off. That's all that early in a fight, all that would do is throw the other man's game plan off. That's it. There's no other benefit to that
So,
early in a fight.
mm,
You just switching to throw a man's game plan off. Or maybe something ain't working. You see what I'm saying? Something's
mm.
not working. You're not getting through. So you switch, see if you get any luck on the other side. Terence Crawford does this all the time.
Scenery.
But
Hey.
there was no benefit to him doing that. He only done it because of desperation. But that early in a fight, a boxer would only switch dances like that to throw off the other guy's game plan.
Mm,
That's the only reason. But down the stretch, you can use it. People do it, man, but it's no way it was never going to be effective against an Anthony Joshua.
The reason, because I've heard people saying, and this is more on the MMA side, that he did that because Usyk uses that stance and was able to defeat him. But I'm thinking to myself, well, why wouldn't he have just come out in that stance to begin with?
Usyk, you see, even me answering that is so disrespectful. My man, you're talking about Usyk. You can't. No, boy, that's ridiculous.
That's what I thought when I heard it. I was thinking that don't make no sense.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, Usyk's a man who is a highly skilled boxer. There's not much people that know what he knows or that does what he does. So even putting the two in the same comparison is crazy, because what works for Usyk is like the Philly shell with Mayweather.
Yes.
I remember when I used to mess around in sparring back in the day, and I tried to do that. You see what I mean? I remember thinking, yo, how this? Because you can get hit easy doing that.
Yes.
But he literally done that in every fight and knew how to use it properly. People couldn't get through. So I don't know, man. It was yeah, we knew what was gonna happen. We said it from day dot. So
what's the
no
next
surprise.
Step,
yeah.
As we wind this year down. Well, let's do Joshua first. What's the next step for Joshua? He's saying he's ready for July, June, July times. He wants to step back in there. So if we're painting the roadmap back to him getting that Strid app, what are we doing?
Okay, so for Anthony Joshua, the next step needs to be, I'd say take one more before going fighting the winner. So I'd say somebody like
Parker, who just won.
Yeah, Parker's a good fight, but he's contracted. I think he's going in for the rematch.
Yeah, he said he wanted to. And everyone, even the commentators, were saying, "Well, what? We don't want to see that fight again."
Contractual. It's contractual.
Okay.
I'd say fight Joe Joyce. That's a good fight. Give Joe Joyce a nice payday. I know he's got a little thing coming up against Cash Ali from Brom, but that's an easy fight, though. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nothing, but it's an easy fight. So I'm saying, matter of fact, Cash Ali is not from Brom, is he? From Sheffield?
I don't know.
I could be wrong. I know he spent some time down here, but either way, Cash Ali is fighting Joe Joyce. I would say Joshua fight Joe Joyce after that. Should be pretty routine, but give Joe Joyce a nice payday. And then go straight in and fight them mans, man. The winner. Yeah, fight the winner of Usyk and Fury. And when you do that fight, literally just put it all on the line against Usyk. If you lose, you know what. Solihull. There we go.
Yeah.
We go. So
92,
yeah,
baby.
He's fighting Joe Joyce next, and that's what I'm saying. My man spars in all the Brom gyms and all that as well. He's a heavyweight still.
Yeah, I see him. I've never heard of him still. You know, obviously I ain't into that there like that. But yeah, man. And you think Joe Joyce is gonna just deal with the case lightweight kind of thing? And
yeah, my man. No disrespect to Cash, because he does his thing, but nah, that's lightweight, man. That's why they picked him.
He get a little bit of guap and some exposure. Is it? I guess his own flex.
No, what's that? TNT Sports.
Okay. I'm not. What do you think about, before we go into to Francis Le Predator in Le Francais? What's your thoughts on this DAZN product itself? I'm not feeling it. In regard to the actual broadcasting, it was all over the place. Every time I watch an event on DAZN, it never plays like seamlessly.
They're getting better, but yeah, their streams are usually quite choppy and the production's not the best. But they are getting better. But there was a Sky stream as well, you know, for that, because the highlights were the one that I've watched is the Sky one.
Sky Sports.
Yeah, man, they had cameras in the building too.
Okay.
DAZN had the worldwide.
Yeah.
And Sky had the UK.
Okay, makes sense. Sense.
So yes, you was watching the DAZN one, but Sky usually have a better production setup.
Yes, hands down. They've got so much.
Cameramen from back in the 80s, man.
This
So
is it.
you're getting proper production there. The DAZN, man, it's more like YouTube kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a different eye. You got to remember the Sky Sports guys, they're still using Reds and all that kind of stuff. The DAZN, man, they've still got crazy cameras and stuff, but it's like they're doing it more with a view of content, whereas Sky do their thing differently.
Okay. Mr. Ngannou.
Okay. Ngannou needs to take a week out. Needs to take a week. No, sorry.
Yeah.
A year out. No sparring. Besides some light touching or whatever.
Yes.
And then go for that go up against that PFL guy and see if you still got it, man.
And then Ferreira. Yeah. I agree. I think, I mean, obviously AJ's telling him, yeah, don't forget about, don't just jump out of boxing. Look, if there's money to be made, fair enough, but he needs to, as you say, legacy wise now, he hasn't fought an MMA fight in some time. We're coming up on almost 3 years now. He needs to keep his name relevant, not just for being in the headlines for fighting pugilists. He needs to go in there, back to the PFL, which he was contracted to do, to put him on the board and all that, PFL Africa, which, whether that materializes or not. He needs to go in there and do the thizzle. He needs to stamp his name, get a win back, get his confidence back. I don't think this next suggestion is ever going to likely to take place, but then what he needs to do is say, yo, I hear there's some Russian guy in one championship who's got 3 belts, saying that he's the baddest man on this plane of existence. Come, you Chatri and you talk, and let's do this thing. That would be massive. And once he's parlayed that and trustfully got 2 victories, I think it's going to be hella tough getting a victory with Mr. Malakin from 1. But if he can do that there, then he can say, yeah, man, let's run it back, Mr. Fury. Let's run him and let's see what it do. I mean, obviously Tyson Swords has seen how to beat this guy and should be able to get another victory, quote unquote. But he needs to, in my opinion, my humble opinion, he needs to stay out of boxing unless he's fighting people who, and he wouldn't be making the money. He needs to fight these big names.
There you go.
He's not going to be, he's got a name now to the casuals of sorts, and the story is excellent. I think he needs to leave that for the moment. But in his heart, pardon himself, boxing has been the thing. He's had his taste. He's had the, everyone saying, well, look, the judges didn't give you that thing, but we all know that you won that fight. So he's still got that little bit of like, well, let me see if I can get that back. So give him that year. Give him that year. Sign the thing. Let's say what we're in now, the March. Let's say February. Let's shave a little bit of time off. February next year. Henan Ferreira, PFL. Let's do that. Then he can claim to be UFC champion, then PFL champion. Then he can parlay that thing with Malakin, and then we can see what it do boxing landscape wise after. But he needs to stick within MMA. He has to.
Definitely. I think I feel like the crossover era is dying, and this was another nail in the coffin of that. You know what I mean? Because people now know the levels, and that's what was supposed to have happened. So there's not even no need to run any of these kind of fights back. It happens with Haney or O'Malley. It happens with even the top 10 and any of the top 20, really.
This episode is sponsored by Supreme of the UK. Click the link in the description and support the broadcast.